Sansa, 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 Sansa.
Okay, but like, I still don't
Do you remember what that's from?
No, you just always sing it, and I like it.
It's from The Simple Life with Paris and Nicole.
But they actually sang that?
There been a whole Broadway musical with it on their remake of their show recently.
They remade the show?
They remade The Simple Life. I just watched it and they like went through and broke down like.
Wait, what is it on?
I think it's on Amazon. They like revisited their families that they stayed with, and some of the families didn't want to be on TV, but they like saw some of the men like when they were like teenagers, and it was really good because they're like that was like 20 years ago. That was when I was in middle school, high school. Like I loved The Simple Life.
So did I.
I have the DVDs of it still. You know what else I have DVDs of that's gonna make you laugh?
What?
Carmen Electra's workout videos. Now, why would my parents let me have Carmen Electra's workout videos when I was in high school?
Whatever happened to her? I feel like she's got to be.
You should look up and see what she looks like.
I'll Google it. I feel like it's probably going to make me laugh.
She's probably like married with children, and
she's pretty.
Yeah, she's beautiful. I used to love Baywatch.
I was about to ask if Carmen Electra was the same person as Carmen Sandiego, but not.
No,
not.
Definitely different.
Anyways,
people.
Did you know Carmen Electra? That's not her name.
What's her real name?
Tara Leigh Patrick.
No, I did not know that. Wow.
Fun fact, she's 52. She was married to David Navarro and then Dennis Rodman. Also didn't know that.
I didn't know she was married to Dennis Rodman.
For like only a year. But
what happened to Dennis Rodman?
She created an OnlyFans in 2022. 2022. Wow. I, for once, have the opportunity to be my own boss. Have my own creative vision. Yeah. Hold on, let me see what she looks like now. I feel like I should probably.
I guess OnlyFans is a creative vision for some.
Okay. Would you ever do OnlyFans?
No.
What if it was like feet pics?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's not hoes, find us. That's the name I came up with. I think it's good.
Did I tell you that Mackenzie and I once convinced this guy at a bar that we had a OnlyFans, and it was called, I don't remember what it was, but it was effectively like lumberjacks. We were both wearing plaid shirts. And we convinced some guy. Oh, we called it Saw and Logs.
Saw and Logs.
Saw and...
I mean, there are so many weirdos out there. Sometimes I wish I didn't have morals because I could pay off my student loans and like so fast to do OnlyFans. And like honestly,
what if it was just feet pics? What's wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just think there's probably like oversaturation. Like, how are you going to get started? Like, you got to do like weird stuff, right? Like, I mean, I've like looked into this, like thought about it. I'm like,
have you actually?
Yeah, I've made the account.
I
did make the account just to kind of like see.
Did
like,
you use your real name?
No, because I put toes, not hose. That was my screen name. That was the whole point of it. I thought it was fun. And like,
but what if like? Did you do manicured toes? Did you try any?
I didn't put anything on there.
Oh, okay.
No,
well,
I mean, like,
we should explore this.
This is like when I drink some wine and I get in my like
You're
fun
like,
ideas, and I'm like, you know what? I need to pay off my debt.
Okay, but what if the two of us put our toes and we like intertwine toes?
See, I hate feet.
I
don't like feet, and I don't like other people's feet, and that is something that even like if I'm in a relationship and they like feet like rub up against me, like I have to really like you for me to like cuddle feet with you. Like,
do you get your calluses done at the pedicure place?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh well, growing up, I don't like. My dad was always really weird about women having.
I literally thought you were about to say your dad did your calluses, and I was like, this is something I didn't need to know. We've really gone off topic.
Like my mom has really pretty feet, and she's always taken very good care of them. But like I was raised to like never have gross feet. Like men look at your feet, like it can be nasty.
I'm not
like women with like cracked heels and stuff. Like you just need to take care of them.
Okay. Is there anything you like? Okay, on the list of things on you, is there anything that you would say like is the bottom of the list of taking care of?
I don't take out my contacts.
Okay.
I sleep in my contacts a lot. Like I have dailies.
Like, that's not bad.
But that's to my eyes. Like I don't need to go blind. You know.
Well, fair. How often do you shave your legs?
Oh yeah, I'm really bad about shaving my legs.
So am I. Because I'm kind of like, if no one's touching it and I'm not, and in winter, well,
and I'm like not a hairy person, so like I kind of forget about it. You can't really see it, and then I like go out in the sun and I'm like, oh crap, I need to shave my legs.
Or like when you see your knees and you're suddenly like, how did I miss literally 5 inches of my entire body?
Like guys will never know.
You don't use shaving cream though, do you?
I do if it's like a special occasion.
Sure. But like on the regular, I don't think men understand because they use shaving cream on their beards that women do not use shaving cream. We use like,
because it takes forever to be in the shower and do that.
It's like body wash, soap, whatever we got. Shampoo at points. And it's
but
like.
I have girlfriends that shave their legs every day.
But doesn't it grow back faster?
And they like keep them like smooth all the time.
But doesn't it grow back faster or is that a myth?
Oh yeah, it's a myth.
You think it's a myth? I always thought that was real.
It's like, like dermaplaning is like really big right now. Yeah. Like, that's what dermaplaning
I love that.
is.
It's addicting. Have you done it?
It's amazing, yeah. And that's one of like Beauty by Brit skincare tip right there. You should dermaplane.
I'm obsessed.
Your products go on so much better and your makeup looks so good. Like, I love it.
It's okay. If I wasn't going to be a lawyer, I would do something in the like
esthetician.
I'm obsessed with pimple popping videos.
Oh yeah, like Dr. Pimple Popper.
Or tweezing. I love seeing when people tweeze shit. Like pore strips. I found my facialist last week gave me a really good recommendation and I wish I could remember it. I'm going to have to look it up. But it's this stuff you can get on Amazon because I was talking to her how much I like pore strips. It was called like Lacta something. Anyways, long story short, it's a white paste. And then you put like a piece of paper over it. And she was like, you don't understand it. It pulls
everything out. That is so rewarding. Another thing I don't think men understand is whenever you have one of those nights, so it's like a self-care night and you're going to do it all. You're going to do your hair mask. You're going to do like your full face mask, red light therapy. Oh, it is so rewarding in the morning. You wake up looking like a glazed donut and those new like Korean skin masks that you're seeing all over Instagram and stuff, they work. Like,
really?
I've slept in them.
Do you have a like dealer or a thing you get them from?
I am still kind of testing out some brands. I have 2 that I've tried.
Send me your best one.
But when I wake up in the morning and sleep in those things, I mean, granted, you kind of look like the Crypt Keeper getting up, but like your skin does glow. So
I have a question. How do you continue with your beauty when you have a boyfriend or a husband?
Great question. A husband's different than like, you've already secured him, you know?
Yeah, but see, okay. So I have not worn my retainer since I've had a boyfriend.
Why don't you just put it in after y'all finish whatever you're doing?
I was supposed to get up and then go like find my
Well, you have to get up and go to the bathroom anyway.
I don't go to the bathroom after sex. Fun fact about me.
You need to.
I've never gotten a UTI in my entire life. Also,
wow.
Fun fact. Yeah, I've never gotten one. So that's why I've never like gotten in the habit of doing it because I've never gotten one. There's never been a repercussion, right? But also sometimes you go to bed, you don't have sex, but you might like turn over and make out in the middle of the night or like wake up and.
Yeah, but you can kiss with your retainer in. That's probably like the little clear thing.
Would you kiss with your retainer in? 4 weeks into a relationship, would you be like, yeah, wrap that tongue around that plastic?
Like you can do it in like a graceful way, like pop it out, or like I just braid my hair.
Oh, wait, Brittany, you can pop out your retainer 2 a.m. when we put it in the bedstand, let baby get it.
No, well, think about it. It's probably going to start with something. So you're like, okay, he's like inching over. You can kind of pop it out, roll over, and then you can kiss him, and you can put it back in after you're done.
Okay, well,
that's how I would think about it.
I haven't gotten there yet, so
I think you should easily put your retainer in.
We're gonna work through that. Yeah. Step 1: learn how to put your retainer in with a boyfriend
in a sexy way. That's gonna be the next how-to. How to maintain your routine, but also be sexy.
Which, speaking of, I was listening to Giggly Squad today, and they were talking about their book, right? So they had a book that came out, and one of the chapters of their book, I haven't listened to their book or read it or whatever, one of their chapters was like how to poop in public. And I was, like, there was like a whole how-to to it, and I was like, you know what? Here's the thing. That sounds like a déclassé topic. I understand. However, there's an art to it. And I feel like more women should get on board with, instead of us just not talking about these topics, we should just discuss the art. So maybe you should give a how-to on how to take your retainer out at 2 a.m. And I should give a how to poop in public.
I think you just go to the bathroom.
No, but
why is it that big of a deal? Everybody does that.
When you're in a guy's place?
I mean, I think it kind of depends on the situation, but I mean, you're human. Like, and if at this age, if some man's gonna judge me because I have an upset stomach, then he can kiss my ass.
Okay, so I'll tell you what I do, and you can tell me.
No, it's not ideal or sexy, but like shit happens. So pun intended.
So I make a little bird's nest, a little toilet paper bird's nest for my poop to go in.
And so you use all of his toilet paper.
No, I make a little, not big, little, and I just,
Well, you can run some water. I'm sure there's matches in
But
there.
everyone knows that's happening. It's not about...
But I run the water almost every time I use the restroom at a guy's house.
Have
Whether
you
I'm
ever
peeing too.
Have you ever heard the phrase shit, shower, and shave?
Oh, like go take a shower and like get everything done with.
Well, I don't know. The phrase shit, shower, and shave.
I'm guessing that's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ex-boyfriend used to say that all the time. It really grossed me out. He would only shit if he could shower right after it.
Interesting.
Which, like, on the plus side, clean, but, like, also, like, weird.
Well, a little type A, you know. I think
he was a Virgo.
You gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Are there any signs you don't like?
Tauruses.
Oh, right. You do hate Tauruses.
I don't hate them. Taurus men I don't do well with for some reason. Every single Taurus man I've ever dated or had, like, a relationship with, my personality doesn't.
Have you ever dated a Cancer man?
I don't think so.
I feel like you'd like a Cancer man.
They're emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I like emotional men. When they're like
emotional.
healthy, emotional.
They're central. They're very family oriented. They're nurturing.
Yeah, I would like that.
I feel like you'd like a Cancer man. It can be a little violent and volatile, but you know, we'll save those for someone else.
We don't want that.
Okay, wait. So we're gonna start this entire conversation, and we like really got off topic here. We're gonna start it with Mariah Carey.
How did it even come up that she wanted to sue? Like, the fact, hold on, that she did sue someone for wasting her time is like,
can I look?
Was that an option when I got divorced? Like, could
was,
I have
yes.
sued for wasted
Okay,
time?
wait, can I read you the headline? Because I'm dying from it. I was so confused because I didn't realize this was a real thing. But effectively, hold please, I have to find it.
It was for like $50 million.
$50 million. In 2016, she sued her ex-fiance, that like billionaire she was dating, for effectively like wasting her time. Like that was the crux of the complaint. And she won $5 million and kept the $10 million ring. So in my opinion, I'm like, you know what? That was a win. Also, he wasn't that bad looking.
No, I mean, apparently my type. But...
So apparently the reason they broke up was because she was too obsessed with money.
I mean, well, it's the reason why she sued him.
Wait, speaking of, how do you feel about Nick Cannon and his like 12 children by different women?
I mean, I think that's
and
a
his
little
turban.
absurd.
How do you feel about his turban, though?
I don't think I've seen him in a turban.
You've not? That's all he wears. Have you not seen Nick Cannon in his turban?
Is that like his new like trademark look?
Yes, but it's been around for like a couple. Turban Nick Cannon is a thing.
Does he take it off and there's like an altered personality underneath it? That looks ridiculous.
It's just
it looks like his grandma.
It's just like him and his turban. Every photo, it's just like Nick Cannon and his turban. Like he has a lot of turbans, like a lot of turbans.
I feel like he's just trying to like get like attention. Like,
what does he even do these days?
I don't even know. What did he used to do? It's on MTV, right?
Let me see.
He had like a whole show.
Did he?
I think it was on MTV back in the day. Like when wasn't it around like TRL days?
Nick Cannon.
Miss TRL.
What is Nick Cannon doing today? He's currently the executive producer and host of he's host of The Masked Singer. How the hell did he get that?
Who watches The Masked Singer?
Well, not me, but people do.
Yeah,
but he's like host of a major. You don't have cable?
No, I used to, but the guy that I was dating finally took me off of his YouTube.
Really? Which one? You can codename him.
The nice one.
Wait, you want to know what he's worth in 2025? Guess what his estimated net worth is?
Like 20 million.
50.
Oh, wow.
Here's
he has a lot of kids to support. I hope he's making some money.
But here's the thing that's crazy to me. Do you remember when $1 million was like a lot of money?
Yeah.
Like when we were kids?
I mean, it's still a lot of money.
No, but I mean, like, do you remember when it was like, oh, they're $1 million?
Like you can live for the rest of your life off $1 million.
Right, exactly. And now it's like, oh, you have $1 million. It's like, okay, well, this guy gets like 50 million a year or whatever.
But sometimes, do you ever think that like those 12 kids are like on purpose? So like, you know, it's Nick Cannon, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then I sometimes think that this is back to my theory that like a lot of men are narcissists because men are raised to believe that they're the better sex, and society perpetuates that narrative. And I'm going to get canceled for this, but I don't give a fuck because I believe it. Anyways, sometimes when people have a lot of kids, I think it's because they're narcissistic and they have this belief. You know how, do you know Ronaldo?
The soccer player.
Yeah.
See, I do know sports.
Okay, but do you know how he got a surrogate to birth his kids because he didn't think that there was a woman worthy of being the mom to his kids? So when he was 23, he had twins from like a sperm or an egg donor or whatever because he was like, no woman would be worthy of being the mother to my children. Like that to me, but he wanted to procreate. He wanted to procreate with his like 24-year-old sperm.
Can we touch on just egos? Like, I'm not a man hater at all. I actually love men. I think we can't live with them and sometimes can't live without them, obviously. But the egos these days is baffling to me.
Can you imagine being raised to think you were that hot of shit? Because I don't think women are raised that way.
No, I don't think. I think that women are raised with confidence. Some women are raised with a lot more confidence than others. I think that some women are raised, with that mindset of like, they're all jealous of you. I don't know if you said that recently.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? That's actually
not how I was raised.
It's not how I was raised either, and not saying that's good or bad, but I think it does give you a level of confidence of being like, screw you.
Right. It's like, what is it? It's like the girls who are raised, they're all jealous of you versus the girls who were raised like
be everyone's friend.
Be
nice to everyone.
Right, like the golden rule. Like I was raised on the golden rule, like do unto others as you would have them do to you. And I feel like 90% of men were raised on they're jealous of you, you're better than them.
Yeah.
And it's like literally society, I think, has done that. Like honestly, I don't blame parents. I don't really blame men because it's like they didn't wake up and be like, hey, raise me to have confidence,
No, but I think you also have to look at it in the sense that like men were raised to originally like be providers. And yes, we have kind of not we as society has grown.
But unfortunately they're just like not necessarily providers anymore.
Yeah, no shit.
So it's like, cool. You have the confidence of being a millionaire who's providing for my 12 kids, but you can't. And you don't got
have the emotional maturity of my left foot.
And you also might not have a job, period.
Right. That's another thing.
Did I tell you my boyfriend when I moved out here didn't have a job for 11 months? And my mom was literally like, what do you mean he doesn't have a job? And every job that he applied for, if he didn't get it, he'd be mad. But he
wasn't qualified for it, maybe?
Correct. But the jobs that he could get, he wouldn't get because he'd be like, those are beneath my level. And my mom was like, it's not beneath your level, paying your half of the rent.
Exactly.
Like,
if I didn't have a job, even with a graduate degree,
it doesn't matter.
I would go wait tables.
Walk dogs.
I would ever let my pride take that away.
Let my girlfriend pay the rent, pay for we didn't go on dates. Like, I just remember being like, girl, are you kidding?
I get it. I was in that for 2.5 years.
2 p.m. every day, he'd smoke pot. And then he got mad at me. He had the audacity to tell me that we should split the dog walks. I should walk him once in the morning and he should walk it once at night. And I was like, cool. I'm driving to Hollywood to work 10 hours. You're sleeping until 2 to smoke pot. I think you can walk the dog twice.
Yeah. I've been there. Cook dinner, do the laundry, work 12-hour shifts, come home, and why aren't you doing his laundry? Because I'm at work, bitch. That's why I'm not. What's he doing all damn day?
Literally.
Which not to hate because it's all a learning lesson, but it's tough. It's tough. My parents like to joke with me because they always will we like to make jokes about dating and stuff, and I think there are some great men out there still, obviously. But Glenny, yes. But I think, my mom's always like, I feel like the guys are like competing with the women.
Yeah.
On like who's prettier these days? Who has prettier Instagrams? Who has and it's like, off. I hate when guys like, have you ever dated a guy and he's like, can you take my photo for my Instagram?
No, but we all know the guy we're thinking of. But no, I haven't. Thank God. My boyfriend has not posted an Instagram since 2020.
And I'm like, that is such a green flag.
Thank fucking God.
And same with girls too. Like, I'm at the age, I post on Instagram. Obviously, I like to still like put up my but it's more like my memories. I'm not trying to be like the blogger these days. Like,
no.
10 years ago, I was probably trying to be the influencer wannabe, But like, I love when I meet a man and he's like, he has it, but he's not like overly active on it. That's like my favorite.
Well, or the reverse of that. I also, because I like humor.
Yeah.
I love a guy who uses Instagram for humor or a bit, or it's funny, or he posts jokes.
Or he's like showing his life in a way that's like a diary.
That's not that serious, right? Like I can get on board with that. But but I also think that's like just like a fad too. Like the overly curated Instagram, in my opinion, is so cringe. I can't do it. Like, if you strategically post once a month and it's like this overly curated, you Googled your caption, there's too many filters on it, I have no interest. To me, it's like white bread. I'm just like, I don't like white bread. Like, where's the substance here? Where's the flavor? Like, give me anything.
I know. If you like, don't you like love looking back though? Even you can like go in like your feed and you look and you can just see like at what point in your life like where you were. And
At what point you stop giving a fuck?
What, I mean, you for sure like more than my. I'll give you that. But like you can just see like the carefully curated Instagram captions, the carefully posed photos, like all of it. You know.
Well, so to be fair, I never had that phase, but that was also because like I wasn't aesthetic ever. Like I've never had that. Aesthetic has never been my thing. If you go back and look at my Instagram from like 2014, I just was awkward. Like, like I missed the curation. I went from like awkward to like making fun of myself. Like awkward and like still making fun of myself. I should show you photos of my archives because Jesus Christ. Also, you didn't know me when I had a bob.
Well, that's fun.
It was not fun.
That's like me wanting today, like I was looking at getting bangs.
And you wanted bangs.
I really want bangs. I love the long wispy bangs. But
I think they're adorable.
I think I would get sick of because I don't like to do my hair every day. But I would wake up and they'd probably be like sticking like straight up on my head.
Have you tried clip-ons?
I haven't.
Okay, well maybe we should start there.
No, they're cute, but like the ones I ordered off TikTok that I saw, they did not match. But like if I could find like my clip-in hair extensions and they could like cut bangs, that would be cute.
Go to my girl. Go to Anya because I actually trust her with a lot.
I would love actually clip-in bangs. Like what a look that would be.
Because I feel like you could bring your clip-ins and she'd cut it. No,
maybe.
Like
why? That's a good question.
Like why?
I think they should sell like that as like an added piece in hair extensions, like a clip-in bang. Because sometimes it's like
this was my Instagram. Okay, like that was something that was posted.
Oh, that's cute though. You look so sweet and innocent.
I mean, Jesus, dear Christ, was this glamour shots? That was 2020.
That was COVID.
Yeah, I
was MIA in 2020 because that was when
or just when I posted my lawyer headshot.
Oh, that's cute.
They wouldn't let us look at the camera. We were told to look outside because it made us look more presentable.
You know what's great? I saw, do you know Melissa Wood Tepperberg or whatever? She's like the Pilates girl that's married to Noah. You know, Melissa Wood Health. You know who that is?
No, I don't follow health blogs, but
she was like talking to her friend recently. She was like, your 40s are like so great. She's like, they were showing pictures of what they looked like in their 20s and what they look like in their 40s.
They're really better.
Oh, they're 100 times more beautiful in their 40s.
Okay, I have a question. Do people look more beautiful, like when we compare even ourselves to our 20s, because what we were doing in our 20s is no longer in fashion? And so it seems chuggy and unflattering and unattractive because it was so much of a trend. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like women though, like as we do age quicker than men and like we age harsher than men. We can look a little rugged and men can look rugged, women can't. I think in our age of that we are leading into like our like late 30s, mid 40s, we can look our best because our face starts to get a little bit thinner because we are starting to age, but that's when where you can see our bone structure and all of that, right? Whereas in our 20s, we have those little round chubby faces.
Kate Beckinsale, like that's my...
See, I think she looks too skinny.
Oh, I think she's beautiful.
I mean, she is beautiful, but she was always beautiful. And now I think she looks so thin. Like this like super thin look.
What does she do? Is she a model or an actress?
I think she's an actress. I'm not
sure. Have you ever seen her in anything?
Probably, but I don't really know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. But I just think she's like too skinny. Like I get it, like she's had a great facelift and like looks good, but she's just too thin for me.
Would you fuck Pete Davidson?
Would I?
Not if he was a celebrity, just like he's a random guy you meet at the bar.
Oh God, no. No.
Really?
Well, maybe if his sense of humor was cute. Actually,
I would.
I can't say that. Why? Because you know his reputation of like.
Did you see Ariana Grande's tweet about his dick?
Well, I mean, that's what he's like known for.
No, but like, did you see her tweet?
No. What was it?
There's somebody was like asking a question about like, I don't remember what the question was, but it was something along the lines of like, how long is it? And they were talking about like the interlude in like a musical. And Ariana was like 10 inches or something. She was like 10 inches. Sorry, I didn't mean to be so blunt. And the woman was like, I was talking about the interlude in the musical. And she was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, she was like, she accidentally answered.
Like, I completely accidentally answered. She was like, whoops.
It's really funny. I don't know. I think that's where, like, it's so tough, right? Because you see people that you probably wouldn't be that attracted to, but then you meet them and their personalities, like, really
But he's tall
outshine.
and funny, and I love a tall, funny
Yeah.
man.
And I think that's where it would make a big difference.
That's the difference between me and you. I feel like you love a pretty boy, a pretty boy who can play an instrument, and I love a tall guy who's funny. Like, that's our biggest. Like, we have some overlap.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, in general, give me the, like, 6'4" man who's going to make me laugh hysterically, and you'll take the, like, 6' man who plays guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I don't want that. No, I don't want that.
Like, I always laugh at, like, the Barbie movie whenever they, like, show the flip side. Just shot off my finger. Anyway.
Yes.
The flip, like, whenever they, like, flip it and the men are in control and the women are, like, sitting on the beach and he's, like, strumming his guitar and I'm like, that's totally me. Like,
is this the bad time to tell you I never watched that movie?
I mean, I only watched it once. It was good. It was good. It was interesting.
What's my movie for February?
Now and Then.
Now and Then. Okay, we still haven't watched Jurassic Park. Dina says I have to watch it on Wednesday. So I have watched, like, no movies. My childhood was a wreck in terms, not a wreck, but, like, we didn't watch movies. We only watched, like, foreign films. And so I made a promise with Brittany that I would watch a movie a month for the entire year that are all, like, classics that I need to see. And she told me January is Jurassic Park. We haven't watched it yet. We're 5 days in. We'll fix that. But she wants Now and Then for February.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see some of these, like, just
what are some of the other
classics?
Like, what are some of the
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Okay.
Dazed and Confused, obviously. I think, what's another, like, great girly movie? I mean, I think you've seen, like, Clueless.
I've seen Clueless. And
all of the original, like, A Walk to Remember.
I've seen A Walk to Remember.
So you've seen some, like, good, just, like, girly movies. Like, they, like, come to me, like, randomly when we're, like, chit-chatting. And I'm like, how have you not seen
I feel like we should start, like, a list. Like, a note
We do need to, like,
list.
write it down.
I've never seen When Harry Met Sally.
Oh, I just watched that on New Year's Eve.
Oh, yeah, I've never seen that. I've also never seen any of the, like, classic shows. Like, I've never seen Gilmore Girls. I've never seen The Office. I've never seen, like, a lot of the, you know what I mean? A lot of those, like, I, like, genuinely only watched Gossip Girl and the OC from the age of 16 to, like, 25.
I'm still watching Gossip Girl.
Same. I've rewatched them a million times, but I'm saying, like, during that period.
What does that say about us? I mean, like, maybe I need to expand
8 letters, 3 words, say it and I'm yours.
Yeah.
I texted that to my situationship in 11th grade.
Oh, God.
He did not say it, by the way. Fun fact, didn't
like,
say
what
it.
are you talking about?
No, we watched it together.
Were you more Blair or Serena?
What was I, or what did I want to be? I was the Serena. I wanted to be Blair.
Yeah. Really? I didn't want to be Blair.
Oh,
Blair
was
mean.
To be Blair. Oh, I fucking loved Blair.
Whereas Serena was still kind of nice, you know?
Yeah, but Blair was, like, cutthroat. She was the bitch I wanted to be. So, like, I feel like
she was cutthroat. She was so good with her boundaries.
Mm-hmm. I feel like now in my adulthood, when people are like, guys want to date a bitch, or they're like, have boundaries and all that stuff, like, I am in my Blair era that I never was. Like, when I was saying the other day, I was like, Glenn's the first person who's ever put me in my black cat energy. Like, I've never been that energy.
But I also think it's like a fine line between, like, being a bitch
and for sure
being in your black cat energy.
Yeah, she was like the high school immature version.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, as an adult, I'm saying, like, I have boundaries now that I never had. I would say probably until, like, 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
see, like, being able to say, that doesn't work for me, I'm going to go.
And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And also being okay with people not liking you.
Yeah.
For the first time in my life, I'm like, if you don't like me, that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad for who I am.
Yeah.
I also
it's like, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay.
There are foods I don't like. I don't get mad at them. I don't, like, throw a fit in the grocery store. I just don't eat them, you know? Like, it's growing up, aging.
I think that just comes with, like, I don't need 1,000 friends anymore either. You know what I mean? That kind of ties into that, where, like, you always wanted to kind of, like, have 1,000 friends, and now you just want, like, quality people in your life.
But I also have realized that Blair was very manipulative.
She was very manipulative.
And I feel like there's a level of, like, it sounds so bitchy, there's a level of, like, intelligence that comes with that manipulation. Like, I think Serena was stupid. She kind of just, like, went with the flow, yada, yada, like, whatever. Like, oh, you're doing this? Okay, cool. Like, this guy wants to take you to Italy? Like, great, whatever. Whether it's good for you or not, I'm going. Blair was manipulative, and I associate that with intelligence, whether that's good or bad. Because I don't really think dumb people are manipulative. And so I always wanted to be, like, I wanted to have one up on people. I wanted to be smarter. I wanted to, like, I wanted to have control. I feel like I associated the manipulation with intelligence and the ability to control.
It's like a control thing. Mm-hmm. But that's probably just like of you also being a little bit like an only child, you know? Like you've always kind of been like in control of your situation. You haven't ever had to share.
Oh, you know, my first boyfriend used to get mad at me because he'd try to share food with me, and I'd be like, get your hand out of my chips.
Yeah, like you're not used to sharing.
I don't like sharing.
Whereas if you have a sibling, you get used to having to share attention. You have to get used to sharing, like all of that.
But you get the flip of that too, because like I also got the like pressure.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah, I'm not used to sharing, and I don't like it.
Okay, so Blair and Serena. I'm trying. Who else was there? Peyton. Did you watch One Tree Hill?
No. I know. Well, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Because that was another great millennial show.
Were you Summer or Marissa?
Probably. I don't know. I used to get told that I looked like Summer.
But you do. But I also think you are Summer.
Wasn't she kind of like the wild, fun party girl?
Marissa. No, Marissa.
That was Marissa.
That was Marissa. I'm way more Marissa.
I didn't watch the OC.
You're gonna choose right now to tell me you never watched the OC and you have shit to say about me.
I never watched
and the Jurassic Park.
I know. I need to watch it now that I live in California. I do.
It's my favorite show, hands down.
I started it, but it's so cheesy. But I do need to watch it because I do like. I also love like Orange County.
Love your Summer, and you would love Adam. Oh God, I'm Marissa and I love
All right, I'll add that to my list. Okay. You have to add some like classic movies.
You only have to watch season 1 and 2, then it gets weird.
Okay.
I don't know. Olivia Wilde's in it. It's like got a crazy cast list.
All right.
Like it's got some wild people in it that you're like, what the hell? But now they're like famous, but they weren't when they were in it, you know?
Yeah.
No, you're 1000% a Summer because she's very like particular, very put together, very girly, very much like. Yeah, you were a Summer, I was a Marissa. Marissa was like a hot mess.
You know what I'm kind of excited about? Or I won't say excited, but I'm kind of glad that's going away is the dating apps.
Yeah, well, you deleted all yours, right?
I've deleted it, yeah. Like, I have Raya open just because I like to just see who's on there and I like to be snoopy. I really don't care to like meet anybody on there. It's more just like seeing what celebrities.
Somebody told me recently that they upped the price on it to like $25 or $30 a month or something insane.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
I remember, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, it was like $5.
But I also think it's kind of stupid. Like, why are you sending me people that live in Saudi Arabia? And this guy, I will say, this guy lives in Saudi Arabia, is coming to LA in June, and he was like, can I take you on a date? And I said, way to plan ahead. Glad you're taking initiative. Like, good job.
Good
you know what? That's the best I've seen in a while. So yes, sir, from Saudi Arabia.
Like, what instruments do you play?
You sure can.
It's Vincent Benson or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got a concert coming up. Take me to that concert. Let me see if we can do a flip. Would you date a broke musician?
No.
Really?
I don't want to. Because of what I've like dealt with.
What if it's Benson Boone 4 years ago?
No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. That's just my little like attraction that I like to like musicians and stuff. But no, like I worked hard to get where I am. I need someone to be equal or like above when it comes to that. Because I just don't want that stress. And that's my own issues when I was like in a serious relationship, you know?
Right. He didn't have a job when you guys were married?
He didn't have a job most of the time. He was in between jobs a lot.
That's really stressful.
But you know, everyone takes their time with like figuring shit out. It was a lot of stress. So
it's a lot of pressure.
I don't want to deal with that ever again.
Right. And it's not like you're saying that you want somebody who like makes $1 million. No. It's just that you want somebody that you don't have to take care of monetarily.
Yeah, and I think, you know, with life, you never know what's going to get thrown at you. So you have to you never know if that's always going to be the case. But starting out, I would just like the security of ambition and drive and success of already stable, you know?
So I think, going back to your comment on dating apps, this is my theory on dating apps. I think that
people don't take them seriously.
No. The grass is always greener. It's a validation thing. The grass is always greener. Everything is disposable. Like, say you match with someone and the date doesn't happen, you could literally plan another date within 30 minutes if you wanted to. And also depending on whether, like, what your standards were and what you were looking for, but you could if you wanted to. You could plan a date every night of the week. People get fatigue off of it. It's a numbers game, but it's not a numbers game in a positive way. It's a numbers game in that, like, people are like, oh, I'm going to go on 4 first dates a week. Ergo, I'm more likely to meet someone, but then you're going on dates with guys you're not that interested in. You're going on dates with guys that it's not necessarily a meeting of the minds. You're getting canceled on, and then that affects your confidence. And then you go on a date with a guy you might not necessarily want to go on because you're in a headspace. Like, the psyche of dating apps needs to be studied.
Agreed. And I think that the algorithms are not what they used to be. I think they're kind of like manipulated now to kind of steer you away from what you're actually looking for.
They don't want you to meet somebody because
then like the people that I do think you can find good people on there. I've had so many friends find such success that are amazing people and partners. That's right. I forgot about that. But I also just feel like the people sometimes that you do see, it's a slap in the face. You know, you're kind of like, damn, like what?
But also, I will say, when I looked at Glenn's profile, A, his profile is nothing like who he is.
Right.
B, I swiped on him on a whim. He was not someone that I was like, oh, I'm excited to go on this date on,
right.
Like, whatever.
Which I think that's a good thing.
Right. It was very random. And I met him, and I looked at his profile, I was like, first of all, half your photos are from 5 years ago. He happened to look better than his photos, which I actually think a lot of guys do because they only have photos from like 5 years ago.
Right.
But they play the reverse game of that in that they're looking at women's photos that are overly filtered, that are overly fucked with. I mean, I'm the same as anyone else in that, like, I'm putting my best foot forward. So you're not getting me in sweatpants.
And my thing, and I'm gonna sit here and point the finger at myself right this, is that I do not sell myself over text messaging or a dating app. Like,
no, you just want to meet. You're like, let's go.
I'm not good at small talk. I don't have time for small talk. Like, I am busy. I am social. I got friends. Like, I don't want to sit here and you ask me how, good morning. My morning's great. I'm getting coffee and I'm going to work. What'd you
do this weekend?
I went out with my friends.
And then on Monday, what'd you do last weekend?
Like, just be like, hey, obviously we think you're cute. You want to meet for coffee? You want to go grab a drink? Like, leave it at that. Or FaceTime.
But that's what comes back. So I don't like the FaceTime because I feel like that puts some pressure, but that's me against you because you like that.
I'm in between. I'm just like to the point where it's like I get that some men like that because they get catfished and all that.
But to Glenn's point that he made that I said to you the other day, which I think was really valid, is he basically said the reason there's an influx or an imbalance on the dating apps is that men will hook up with this many women, say 1,000 women.
Oh, yeah.
They're willing to hook up with, right? But out of that 1,000, they might only be willing to go on dates with 50 of them.
Yeah.
So women get very confused. They make out with you. They hook up with you, whatever. And he was like, it's not that the don't hook up with them on the first night is wrong. It's just that we're a lot more willing to hook up with a girl.
Guys are.
Yeah.
It might be like a quick fix for them.
Right. And that does not mean they want to date you. It's not that he was like, it's not that hooking up on the first night, to Tinks's box theory, they know where they don't.
Yeah.
He was like, it's not that hooking up in the first night means that you're out, like they're writing you off.
Right.
It's that they're probably willing to hook up with 1,000, but only go on dates with 25.
And women are opposite.
Women are opposite. Women would go on dates with 1,000, but only hook up with 25. So if they choose to hook up with you on night one, you're special. You're one of the 25. Whereas if the guy chooses to hook up with you,
it's like another notch.
It's not a special thing.
Yeah.
You could or could not be one of the 25. So I don't think it's not that if you hook up on the first night it's bad. It's just that the chances are that they hook up with you and also want to date you is a lot smaller on the men's side than on the women's. From like
I don't think I've ever gone on a date from a dating app and hooked up with a guy on that night from a dating app.
I have, for sure. You have.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, like you have, but who will call you out on it?
And he wanted to date me. I could have had a boyfriend out of that.
But I'm just saying that, like,
so that box theory went well.
I do, like, I'm just saying that, like, I don't think whether you hook up or not matters.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think it comes down to the fact that they're going to be a lot more willing to hook up. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a match.
Right. That's a good point. I don't know, it's so interesting. I mean, I am glad that we're kind of like getting back more to like organic dating, and I am glad there's been a lot more like activities and like hobbies that people are doing again. Like, thank God it's taken 4 years to get back to that. But also, it's just like, do you know how much I respect? And I mean, this is my old fashioned ways. I love when men approach women. Like, I remember I was at the mall not too long ago, and a guy came up and invited or asked me if he could get my number, and I wasn't interested, but I didn't want to like shoot him down. I told him, I said, thank you, like, for doing that. It takes like, a lot of courage to like approach someone, even in like a mall setting, to be like, hey, I saw you. I thought you were cute. Like, could I take you to dinner?
1,000%.
I didn't ever want to like give out that was bad of him doing that.
Not
so I always try to like pride men that still have the confidence and courage to just walk up out of the blue and say, I noticed you. May I have your number, or can I take you out for a drink?
Okay, but do you remember what happened to us the other day at Kingside?
Yeah.
So we had this guy come up to us.
We're
sitting there. We were waiting for friends. And this guy, I was waiting for my boyfriend, waiting for other people. And this guy walks up to us, and he literally was like, I would be upset if I didn't come up and say hi. He was like, I'd love to buy the two of you guys a drink. What do you guys want? Yada, yada. And Britt and I are like, oh, hi. And he was like, can I buy you a drink? And we're like, yeah, sure. And also, just before people yell at me, yes, I have a boyfriend, but also I'm not going to yell at people the moment they start a conversation with me. I have a boyfriend. Like,
you're not touching or kissing or doing
anything. Like, that's weird. And also, like, again, to your point, I don't want to discourage men from approaching women. Like, I want them to feel confident and comfortable. And maybe we become friends. Maybe we have mutual connections. Who the fuck knows? Maybe he's interested in Brittany and he's just being polite and offering me
which is even more of a green
more
flag.
Attractive. Yeah. Correct. So that's my point. Anyways, so we tell him what we want to order. He goes to the bar, never orders us a drink.
We never see him.
Never returns. He sat there for another like 20 minutes. I watched him.
And he never said anything else. So I don't even know what that was about.
Closed his tab out and walked out. And all of that was before my boyfriend even showed up. It wasn't like he saw a guy talking to me. Closed his tab and just walks out. And we're both like, did we miss?
It's also so funny. Like, I'm sure you've encountered this, and like, we'll like be out and about and like say I'm like talking to a guy, and like, we're like, and I might be like laughing, giggling, doing whatever, and immediately he's like, my girlfriend, and I'm like, I
didn't ask.
I'm like, just because I'm nice to you doesn't mean I'm interested in you.
No,
that is my biggest issue lately. Yes. Like, just because I'm being nice to you and I might touch your arm or I might just be like making jokes with you does not in any way mean I want to date you or I am trying to get your number or anything like that. Like, that irks the hell out of me lately.
Well, it's so presumptuous, so much audacity, so much ego, because the other thing is that, like, when I'm a nice the other thing that irks me is, say I make out with a guy, right? So I'm physically interested.
Maybe I'm interested for that 20 minutes.
Literally.
And that's all I want from you. Because I just wanted a little makeout session. Correct. And that was it.
And I've had guys who say, you acted too interested and it made me uninterested. And I was like, because I was a nice person?
Or because maybe we were vibing and that 4 hours we were hanging out. Okay.
Well, and I'm not going to be mean. Like, I'm not going to sit here, okay, we made out. I'm not suddenly going to be like, cool, bye. Like, I'm going to be like, we made out. Let's continue the conversation. What do you do? What are you interested in? Whatever. I'm not trying to get married tomorrow.
Right.
And I'm certainly not trying to get married tomorrow to you, who I met 3 hours ago, who I know nothing about, who might live in your mom's fucking basement for all I know.
Right. But that's like same if you go on like a decent date and maybe you like kiss. It doesn't really mean I'm actually interested. No. That might mean that, okay, in the moment I was feeling it. I need to kind of process it.
Or I felt guilty because you were hitting on me and you paid for our date.
Oh, well, yeah. But you don't have to make out because you feel guilty.
You don't, but I'm saying, are there not times you've done it?
Like you feel obligated?
Correct. There are definitely times I have. I'm not saying I'm proud of it, but I'm saying, like, that does not mean I liked you. That means maybe you bought $100 worth of drinks and I felt like throwing you a kiss.
Me and my friends used to joke about, like, the pity fucks. Like,
literally.
You got a pity fuck, which is terrible. Like, don't forget that.
I don't pity fuck because I'm weird about sex because I just am weird. But I do pity make out.
Right. Yeah. I think it's like, but we would call it like.
Yeah. But I pity make out a lot. Well, and also if they go in for a kiss, what are you going to do? Sideswipe them?
I do.
I'm 36 and do you?
Oh, I'll kind of like okay, so
I feel bad.
And it's like awkward. I'm like, oh yeah, you were not reading the room well.
Because I'm an adult and I'm 36 and obviously I've made out before. I feel bad denying him a kiss. So I will always allow him to kiss me. I won't open my mouth. I'll let the peck happen.
Yeah,
Which is like sometimes
but like
more
a side
awkward.
peck. Like I went on a date, a first date. He took me and we both got iced teas because I'm not gonna order food if like they don't order. Like I let them leave Earth Cafe. This was like 4 or 5 months ago. We go on this date.
What time was this date?
Like 6:30. So it was like dinner time. Yeah,
and you
like
got iced tea.
So we go there. So I let him lead. It was on Beverly. It was in Beverly Hills, and I let him lead. And he's like, "I love the iced tea here," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. I guess we're getting iced teas." So I get what he gets, and we sit there and chat for an hour. It was decent. I was like, I might would go out with him again. Maybe he's just like trying to get to know me. He walks me to my car. No, I think he was cheap, but walks into my car and tries to kiss me on the mouth, and I'm like, at what point between our ordering our iced teas and our 1 hour conversation did you ever feel like we've gotten to that point that you could kiss me? Secondly, he invites me on another date and he wants to go look at the stars at Griffith Observatory. Kind of nice. Okay, cute. Right?
Also, like, where the murders happen.
But, like, I don't know you. And you want me to come to your house, park the car, ride with you up to this mountain in the dark.
No.
I'm just, like, too scared of stuff like that.
I told you about the hike I went on for a third date where the guy, like, took me on a hike by ourselves, just the two of us.
See, I get nervous.
And then someone walked out with a shovel. Did I tell you about this?
No. And you find that they're like coercing. I would think the same thing.
I was setting my location rapidly. I was like, accept my location, see my location, Lord, you know where I am. On the second date, he tried to take me on a plane. He tried to fly me. And I told him I was too scared, and he was like, live a little. And I was like, I'm not trying to die. I'm trying to live a little.
Yeah, maybe not the second date. I mean, I think I get so nervous about people because you just don't know them. You know, like, that's where I'm a
even if I background check the fuck out of you, here's the thing. If you're a good murderer, there's no record.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
that's a lot of crime stories
like,
right there.
If you're good at it, like, you're not arrested yet, you know?
I don't know. That was an interesting one for me. And, like, I don't think a guy needs to, like, spend a ton of money on you in the first couple of days. I'm not one of those girls. Of course, I do appreciate that. I think it shows a lot of initiative. But at the same time,
around a drink.
But, like, that's it. It's just odd. Like, I don't want to go anywhere secluded when I don't know you.
Are you going to make me visit a mommy by myself?
Just like I don't want to go to your house if I don't know you. You know what I mean? Like, let me make that decision.
When's the first date that you would go to their house? And I'm not talking to spend the night. I just been like, go. Because the third date, he wanted me to come to his house to get coffee there before we went on the hike, and I was uncomfy. Like, when's the first date that you would feel comfortable just, like, roguely going to their house?
Well, like the Virgin's house, I went there on the second date. But I felt like I felt comfortable with him.
Right.
But I also met him out organically. We went on a first date.
Yeah.
It wasn't like meeting you on a dating app where, like, I don't know you at all. So I feel like that's so different, right? That's a good question. I won't go to your house, at least probably for like the first
COVID is weird because during COVID, guys didn't have they couldn't take you anywhere. So do you know how many ice cream walks I went on?
You probably got to, like, you know, scoot the surface a lot faster though.
Yeah, I went on one and we came back to the living room and I was giving him head and my roommate walked downstairs.
Oh, God.
It's like an ice cream date. I was like,
oh my goodness.
But
you do that?
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
Never.
No.
But she got broken up with. That was the worst part. She walked down the staircase crying and I was just like on the couch and I was like,
oh gosh. On that note, I think we might end. The dating apps. I'm glad that I think they're great at some points, but for me right now, I'm done. You know?
I think that's good. I mean, I got banned from them, so.
Best thing that ever happened to you.
Probably.
Best thing that ever happened to you.
Okay. Dating apps are out. Mariah Carey's sitting her boyfriend in. That's all we got. Sun's off.
Yeah,
sun's off.
Sun's off. Sun's off.